So I need to sit down for this. My real estate stories. One of the weirdest things I experienced in real estate was another situation. So I had sold a house and I had to do the final inspection. Now, if you don't know, final inspection is like the second last step before settlement. So it's where you can invite your family or your friends and you just inspect the property to make sure it's in the right, shape that it's meant to be in before you move in. So it's your opportunity to raise concerns. So I was 20 at the time, so I'm young, and these buyers wanted a twilight inspection. So what that means is they wanted to come when it was like sunset, dusk. They wanted to see the house at night time, all lit up with all the lights, just to see how it looks. These buyers were, bringing their entire family. So they brought, I'm not kidding, I think it was about 17 people with them to the open. So I said, that's fine, they can come down. So I'm standing there, middle of winter, 6 p.m. I get to the property about 20 minutes early to set up, right? So I have to turn on all the lights, make it look pretty so then they get a good impression when they get there. And I arrive at the property and I start turning on all the lights and all the lights are not working. Like nothing's turning on. And I'm like, what the hell? Surely we didn't turn off the power. So I go to the power board. Now, you have to put in your mind that it's like 2011, 2012, right? So torches on phones and still not really a thing. Like nothing is like what we have today. I didn't have an iPhone back then. I was being stubborn. I kept my Nokia. So I'm walking around with my shit heap of a Nokia trying to figure out what's going on. So I check the meter box. The lights are on according to the meter box. And I'm like, what is happening here? So I'm starting to stress out because I can't see anything. It's now past sunset, so it is dark. It's pitch black, 6 p.m., middle of winter. I call my boss and I go, lights aren't turning on. I can't see what's going on. And she said, there's a little emergency torch in the meter box. Get that, have a look at the house. When I go back into the house, I'm friggin' shocked. So they took the light bulbs, the curtains, and the shades, like the fittings. Now, if you ever buy a house, there's a really standard clause that says subject to the house coming with all fittings and fixtures. Okay, light bulbs might be a technicality. It's assumed they're going to stay, but the fixtures like the curtains, the light fittings around it, they all should have remained in the property. So now I start getting people knocking on the door and I look like I'm a SWAT team inside this house with my torch. And I'm like, oh shit, they're here. When I open the door and I see 17 family members, I wanted to die. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to say to them? They can't see the property. So I just say, hi, we're having some problems with the lights. I'm so sorry. Just give me another 5 minutes and I'll try and figure it out. I had no game plan. What was I going to do? Go find the light bulbs? Like there were no light bulbs in the house. The house was completely dark. I was stressing out. I called my boss back and I'm like, they took the fucking light bulbs. And she said, you can't do anything about that. And I said, what am I meant to do? She goes, just offer to take them through with the torch. Can you imagine seeing your final inspection in the dark? Like, yeah, as an agent, that's a dream. Yeah, look around. Don't look at all the holes in the wall. Don't look at all the problems. Don't even look at the fact that there's no fucking light bulbs. Just ignore it. So these people start coming through. I have to tell them, I'm so sorry if you've got a torch on your phone. Can you please use it? We will organise a second inspection for you this week, but you probably can't bring your whole family to it. We have to find out what's going on. The owner hits the roof. Owner was like, what do you mean they took the light bulbs? They better be back here. So I'm dealing with an angry owner. I've got at least 4 little kids running around having fun, which I have to be mindful that it's still not their house, right? So they still can't stuff around and break anything. So the SWAT team is going through the house and then the cops get called because it looks like we're all doing a break-in. So I'm at this house just because there were no light bulbs. Like this is the carnage that the owner, the vendor of the house caused with a final inspection, which should have been a half an hour inspection, in and out, done, and I go home. This turned into a 2.5 hour ordeal where the police had to come in and say, what are you guys doing? Why have you got torches? I, as the agent, I was in a yellow jacket, if that tells you the agency I worked for. And I had to go out the front and say, I'm so sorry, this is a final inspection. I had to explain the whole situation. The cops were super sus, but at least I had my jacket on, right? Saving grace. So they let me go and they just said, look, you can't do this. Like it looks very suspicious. We've had about 10 phone calls from neighbours in the area saying it looks like you're about to do a raid. Just trying to show them a fucking house. Yeah, with 17 people, it's not a big deal. I know we have torches, not a big deal. So that was one of the most stressful final inspections I had. In the end, we did get it sorted. So The next day, I called the vendors and I said, "What the hell are you doing?" In a nice and polite, professional manner, and said, "Put them back." And they finally said, "Oh, we thought that we could take them because we wanted them for our new house." And I said, "You can't take light bulbs to your new house. I said, "That should have been in your contract if you didn't want it in there." So anyway, we got the light bulbs put back in, we got the fittings put back in, we got the curtains put back in. It was all fine. We did our second final inspection, and the new owners didn't want to opt for a nighttime inspection just in case. They were happy with the SWAT team analysis that they did, and we all went on happy days. They bought the house, but like, what a fucking nightmare.